Live from your DEI-scented lawsuit.
Oh.
How come they don't call what lawyers wear lawsuits?
That...
I know it's a dumb joke, but I've never heard anyone joke about that. A lawsuit.
First of all...
Like business pants.
You should literally not be allowed to talk.
Forget that. Edit that out of the show. It's a Business Pants Friday show here at July 17th Studios featuring analyst Matt Moscardi. On today's weekly wrap-up, Jamie Dimon is a socialist now.
Ooh.
New York State buys Zuck repellent.
Oh.
And blaming the victim.
Ooh. Wait, is that my section?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that kind of what you're talking
There's
about?
some of that. Yeah, there's some of that. There's some of that. Yeah.
Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics and FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power connections and performance for free. I hate to tell you, okay, walk me through this.
But you hate to tell me something.
Walk me through this. When our new platform takes over, and yes, it does exist. I use it regularly now. It's fantastic. Is it going to replace the URL at FreeFlow? So I can still say FreeFlowAnalytics.com.
It will be the same exact thing, and everyone will get an email that's using FreeFlowAnalytics.com today that says just write up a new password, and you get the same access that you got. Only now, I saw they have permissioned access in FreeFlow. The beta platform, it means you can see all the data. Like the free one is like the top 1,000 companies in the world or something, and the other one is 12,000 companies. Like you get all the.
Wait, what? They're just gonna steal. They're just gonna steal all the data. I don't. Why would they do that?
They're not gonna steal it. I'm just saying they have.
Well, it's not an API.
There's an API. We can do that. There's
but for cost, right?
Those things have cost money. Okay. All that permission costs money.
Thank God.
Don't worry, we won't get any of that money though.
No, okay, good.
All right,
ready?
Let's do this. For story of the week, let's do this.
I'm going to talk over my bumper. I also heard that they're working on I don't know what you call it, a voting platform or voting predictions platform, a voting
recommendations.
Recommendations platform.
Oh, it's wrong to call it recommendations because what they're doing is you set all the things you care about for performance, like how should a director perform, and then it just gives you a list of, well, then you want to vote for this person and against this person because they meet your criteria.
People, now is the time. It's July. Soon you're going to start caring about your jobs again. That usually happens when you send your kids back to school, right? People pretend like they're serious about their work, right? In the fall.
Labor Day, the day after Labor Day, they pretend.
You pretend that you care. Now, fiscal year is coming to a close. You're looking for ways to save money. FreeFlow Analytics is going to be your ticket to save money. Yeah. I don't know what you're using now. I don't know what vendor you're using now, but I guarantee here right now that we will help you save money if that's what you need to do.
I like selling it like
use our services,
like a used car.
Use our API.
We're cheaper. Cheap. Get it all
we'll
cheap
give
here.
you We'll throw in a Subaru too from 1977. All right, come on. Story of the week. Ready? I don't know what you're going to think about these stories. It was a little bit of trouble. Actually, let's start with a FreeFlow Analytics plug. Well, really, it's the new platform. With this story, the story is we faltered. IBM stock collapses after a grave warning about AI. I picked this story because it's one of these rare instances where the CEO. Actually admitted, the board kind of admitted that they kind of didn't know what they were doing. Ooh. So they admitted that their customers are prioritizing AI hardware while IBM is sort of still like stuck in selling software, which I think they would have caught up. If they had just followed the news feed on FreeFlow Analytics, they would know that was a bad idea. But it got me here. It got me to go to the IBM's, and again, unless you have beta access, which you can ask for, only I can see this right now on the platform. But the platform, what it does, one of the things it does that I love is it has a background knowledge table right at the front. And for instance, it'll tell you the IBM, and you can help me out with what these percentages mean. Yeah. But it says administration and management, 100%.
Yeah. That means all of the board has that as a basic skill. Basic knowledge.
And I'm going in order here. Economics and accounting, 74%.
Yeah, 3/4.
Public safety and security, 70%. Sales and marketing, 57%. Communications and media, 50%. Already,
not a single engineer.
That this board is not the right board to be in place. Now, the next thing I looked for, and I'm just skimming the surface here. There's a lot of different ways that we could use this data to break this down. The other obvious thing to me was tenure. You go to look at their tenure. There are a few people hired over the last few years.
It's a lot of long tenure, yeah.
Which might suggest that maybe they know what they're doing. But when you look at who they are, for instance, Ramon LaGuarta, I'm pretty sure he came from Pepsi, right? He's the CEO of Pepsi?
CEO of Pepsi, yeah.
So even the very few directors here who are new hires are not the right directors for a board like IBM. They're not taking advantage of this new world that we're living in, this new AI world. It's very clear. There's so many things that you can get out of this.
Here's the good news.
Database that.
Here's the good news in the data.
Yeah.
Like further down, there's something called the deference flag. It just flags how it's a guess at how deferential any given director will be to the executive, and it's based on the fact that like this is where they get paid the most. This is their most marquee job. They have network in common with the CEO. They're similar to the CEO in terms of background, demographics, skills. They don't know anything about the core industry that they're sitting on. So it's like all these factors that are like, how likely is it that this person is just going to be like, yeah, whatever Arvind, the CEO, says is fine by me. Mm-hmm. At major U.S. companies, almost all the boards have limited deference. They're not that deferential, and mostly because they're all professionally board members. Their deference is to each other. Like they basically hang out in like country clubs.
It's a country club that everyone aspires to, and we've heard this off the record. I mean, that's kind of the dream job.
But at IBM, uniquely at IBM, most of the board is deferential or highly deferential to the CEO, which means you read this headline and it's like, we faltered. It's not a we here. It's that Arvind said we should do a thing, and everybody on the board just said, whatever you say, man, we'll do that.
This is important because Arvind did admit this. He admitted that he which again, this is why I picked this, because he actually took the fault on this one. Arvind has been at IBM not as CEO, but just in general since 1990.
Yeah, time to leave.
I'm not suggesting that he's not a valuable part of IBM, but to your point, if you're going to keep him as CEO, you don't want a highly deferential board. You just simply don't, and you don't want a board who doesn't have the right skill set to deal with it. So okay, that's and there, on the same day I was kind of thinking all this over and looking at our data. There's an article out of Business Insider. The headline is "Former Intel CEO says the chip maker went off the rails when it started to be run by business people." It's the exact same thought. And we've talked about this many times on the Proxy Countdown. We've analyzed boards in this way. But yeah, I mean, when you have so many people who are just coming from, MBA backgrounds, auditing, I don't know, like finance backgrounds, VCs, it's not a helpful board. It's not a helpful board. It's not the right diversity.
I like the story
That's
because it's basically selling all the data that Free Float does. But
I'm not sure it's not my intention. It's not my intention. Well, it actually was a pretty big story, believe it or not, in the headline. I don't know why, because they just love it when a blue chip company
fails,
stock goes down. They love covering that. I don't know. Second story of the week is just let's keep in this like story of the inside culture, the country club. So they're talking about the layoffs at Xbox, massive layoffs at Xbox. At least 3,200 people initially. I think that they had what happened there? They had an $80 billion investment that all went to crap.
Yeah.
And the Xbox CEO there is Asha Sharma, and now they're announcing that she is joining the Fed AI Jobs Task Force right after announcing the layoffs. And here's who else is on the task force so far. So the CEO of Xbox, who's floundering and firing, Marc Andreessen of all people.
Oh, good.
right? Who said just this week, AI is already a better doctor than 99.99% of human doctors. So you know where his head is at, right?
Does he have any data to back up that claim?
No, I'm sure the data is based on like if it took a test based on memorization, the computer obviously would remember everything better, right?
I guess.
Isn't that all he's thinking about? Like,
you know that there's
it does factorials faster. I mean, what is he talking about?
You know that there's doctors and there's surgeons because AI doing surgery is really, really bad. It has no hands, no ability.
He's an idiot.
What are you talking about?
But imagine this is the blowhard. This is one of 3 members on your federal AI jobs task force. So it's Marc Andreessen, who is just like wants to be taken over by the technocracy. I mean, he wants to be a robot. There's Xbox CEO Asha Sharma, who's firing everyone in a failure. And the third one is a guy, of course, from Stanford, an economics professor who is currently on leave and is at Anthropic.
Why does the economics professor, what's the economics have to do with the AI task force?
The whole thing. I don't know. So this is, that. I know it's like, why is that my second story of the week? It just is, okay? Get over it. I don't know. I had a hard time this week, but it demonstrates something. I don't know what.
The third story in Canada isn't even a thing, and it's like it was smoke for 2 days. Where I am.
That's every summer now. And do you hear that the Republicans are thinking of like they're trying to like they want to sue Canada or they want to punish them or something?
I think we should build a smoke wall on the northern border. That's just a wall that's 900 feet tall that keeps the smoke out.
How about the Republicans who've deregulated everything are now upset that the
air
climate
pollution?
change
they're really upset
is
about
causing like extra long wildfires.
I like that they're
Canada.
upset about air pollution coming into the United States from Canada, but we've deregulated air pollution.
The third story of the week. This is turning into something. Actually, these next 2 stories you could potentially connect in some ways. They are connected in some ways, but these are now these like growing stories that we kind of can't quit. Jamie Dimon says, this is a great Jamie Dimon moment here. Jamie Dimon says he understands why people have grown anti-rich.
He understands it.
Yeah.
Man with all money understands why people don't like him anymore.
Well, remember, I was originally fascinated with Jamie Dimon back in the day, and I don't know if I made this up because I can't really find the quote. I looked several times. He was basically saying, look, we got to make some concessions to your other CEOs because they're going to come with pitchforks soon and they're going to burn us all. They're coming for us, right? But now he's announcing that he gets it. Right? And who's getting rich off of all of this? Who's getting rich off of like bullshit IPOs and wars? It's the banks.
Yes, he is.
JP Morgan, it's Goldman Sachs. Like record profits.
That's like hugging a bag of money and saying, I get why you don't like me right now. Like I have all the money.
It's a strange position to be in. But here's some of the other stories that go along with this. This is why I picked this, because there are several that echo this. Elon Musk says his goal is for SpaceX to be worth more than the entire Earth.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But if that should make everyone afraid, right? If that doesn't strike fear,
what is the value of the Earth? Do you think?
I guess SpaceX.
It's unbelievable to say that.
Right? Isn't that? The U.S. added 441,000 millionaires last year, while the typical American got 20% poorer. James Murdoch may have reaped as much as $8 billion from just his pre-IPO investment in Elon Musk's SpaceX. I mean, talk about getting rich for doing absolutely nothing. Palantir CEO, again, this goes along with what Jamie Dimon said. Palantir CEO Alex Karp warns AI could become America's biggest driver of wealth inequality. And then finally, like these one other weird story I want to add to that headline was that Gallup CEO says colonizing Mars may be closer than fixing today's broken workplace. So they're already just giving up.
Yeah,
they're basically saying,
like,
"Hey,
go to Mars.
we can't make workers happy.
Just go to Mars."
Like,
she's like,
yeah, like Elon, who doesn't basically accomplish anything, he'll figure that out before. We're so disinterested in the American worker that's going to happen before we give a shit.
So James Murdoch is on Tesla's board. James Murdoch also
I should have mentioned that.
Investor
and on Tesla
SpaceX.
and SpaceX.
Yes.
No, also on.
He's not on
SpaceX board. He's an early investor.
On Tesla's board, but
and a known friend of Elon Musk.
He's an early investor in SpaceX, obviously, because that's how all the Musk people operate. They just give Musk a bunch of money. Musk turns their money into a meme stock and returns them a whole bunch of money and does nothing. Like, have you?
The retail investors are already like underwater.
Yeah, they've already lost money because, and now they're going to lose more because there's an unlock on the shares and it's going to dilute the share value. It's a nightmare. But this is the game. Jamie Dimon gets credit for recognizing the pitchfork class while holding all the money and making money on all the money. That's the game, isn't it? It's like Musk says prosperity and everyone follows him and everyone else loses but him. He's going to own the earth. Dimon says, I get it, but also I get paid a lot.
Oh, yeah. What do you think about this? What Jamie and I want to tell you what Alex Karp at Palantir said. Here's the quote. You now have a revolution where I could become 20 times wealthier than I am now. And that AI is creating a complete decoupling between ordinary economic gains and a small group of people accumulating unimaginable wealth. And now, to our point last week, where we in a very delightfully blowhardy fashion, we ranted and raved about Jeffrey Sonnenfeld's article in the Fortune magazine. If you can call it an article, it's just like a fluff piece kissing ass in every direction, where he's saying, "Hey, governance nerds and wonks, get over it." Yeah, your data is stupid, and dual class shares are here because they're basically we need to save the world. This is what exactly where Alex Karp. I know it's a weird messenger for this idea, but isn't that what he's warning about? That they have such control over these empires that they're getting just demonically rich, and it's happening right before our eyes, and this is going to go nuts. This is what we're talking about.
It's worse because
Mr. Sonnenfeld.
Jensen Huang has been talking about the fact that everyone should go learn to be an electrician, right? Because that's what's going to be needed in the future. This is the spoken part of that unspoken sentence. Like when Jensen Huang says AI will mean that we're going to need more plumbers and electricians and stuff like that. Fine, great, wonderful. Except that what he's not saying is because I will have all the money. I will have all the money. And that's now what they're just saying out loud. That's literally what Alex Karp is saying. Like I'm going to have all the money. So I'm going to have unimaginable wealth. So that's it.
Why is he? Which he already has, by the way. So why? Who is he warning then? I don't get. Who is Jamie sympathizing
but Alex
with?
and Jamie are doing the same exact thing by saying it out loud. They're acting like we're sympathetic to the cause.
Kill us last when you come for us.
We understand what the problem is, but it's not exactly like they gave up their dual class shares. They're taking, they're
help us
redistributing.
Fix it.
They didn't when Mamdani runs for office. Dimon's the first one saying that he's going to ruin the entire city.
The very first,
right?
The very first.
Except that what Mamdani is running for office for, whether or not you're a progressive or not, is he recognizes the massive, unimaginable inequality and is saying, we need to close the gap somehow. Can we do something?
Yeah.
Anything.
Yes.
Even like a grocery store run by the city. Literally.
Yeah, let's try some things.
Anything.
Yeah. And I guess Jamie agrees.
Jamie agrees. Now, I guess. He's a socialist.
I suppose.
Yeah.
And the fourth story of the week, really riding right off of that last one about Alex Karp, because remember, he's citing that it's AI that could be the biggest driver of wealth inequality, but really it's tech. But he's right to focus on AI. The fourth story of the week, and this is from the Wall Street Journal, the AI backlash has tech executives fearing for their lives. So this is getting a little weird. So some other stories to back up this sentiment. Peter Thiel and other tech billionaires are publicly shielding their children from the products that made them rich.
Yeah.
Now, if that doesn't really demonstrate fully why tech executives might be fearing for their lives, right? So basically what it's saying is that we're ruining you, but we're not ruining ourselves. We're getting rich off of ruining you. So we're getting afraid that you might come get us because you realize we're ruining you, right?
No, it's what you've said for the 8 years that we've had this company, that they are drug pushers. That is it.
Yeah, well,
all that sentence is Peter Thiel and other tech billionaires are selling you a drug, and they don't give drugs to their kids. That's all they're saying. Like, that analogy is the greatest analogy in history for tech at this point.
Yes. The second one I cited just this week, Anthropic's new AI ad is so disturbing. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman thought it was satire. So what they're talking about is an ad where Anthropic asked, can AI be trusted? And who's going to hit the brakes if we need to? And at the same time, Claude announced this week that they're hiring people, right, to basically... What are they doing? I sent this article to you, and I kind of forget what they're doing. They're hiring people to protect us from AI killing the world.
They're hiring
like 20 or 30 people to figure out how to hit the brakes if AI destroys us.
Catastrophe. That was like
so. Is there any? I mean, Anthropic itself, and let's not forget that Sam Altman has also warned people repeatedly that AI might destroy us. Is there? I mean, isn't it pretty obvious why this backlash is growing? I mean, they're making it worse, and their wealth is...
they have all the money, and they're willing to destroy the world to get it.
Two more. Meta Oversight Board comes out with a study. We love these studies. AI chatbots may be the most perfect propaganda machine ever invented.
I'm glad you pulled this story, because I was waiting for the Meta Oversight Board to weigh in finally.
Why is the Meta Oversight Board, why is their recommendation every day why is it not shut it down? Shut Mark down.
Because Mark funds them. That's why.
I know, but every recommendation on every story like this should be get rid of the dual class shares and let's vote them out. Let's vote them all out. This is scaring us. This is scary. Yeah. This company is scary. And the final story was a majority of Americans now support seizing wealth from AI industry. I mean, look, we've talked a little bit about this before because, we've now dealt with 2 Trump administrations with these shows. Populist movements do tend to shift back and forth, right? If you look at the history of politics, not just in America, in all countries. So I'm not surprised that the populist movement seems to be kind of, you mentioned Mamdani, it's the kind of the perfect metaphor of maybe where the populist movement is going in the next few years, maybe. But it's getting a little more, it's getting less cute is what I'm trying to say. Like it's getting a little weird. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, and I happen to agree that the AI industry should absolutely be a public utility that we shouldn't be having Alex Karp and Jensen Wang as trillionaires. I mean, I don't agree with that. But, it's just it's all getting
the U.S. government has the highest stake in Intel now. So
right.
So,
and both Trump and Bernie Sanders agree that we need to have the country needs to have a stake.
Yeah.
In these companies, it's just
Trump
getting weird. It's just getting weird.
Wants the companies to put their stock in Trump accounts because it's branded with Trump's stupid fucking name. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders says people should own 50% of them, so that they can't destroy us without the people's input. And
unlike Jeffrey Sonnenfeld, Bernie Sanders would agree with us that with that 50% economic interest, absolutely comes 50% of the voting power.
Yeah,
sorry, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
All right, so that was my 4 stories.
4 stories are IBM's grave warning about they suck. Xbox.
Well, and the ways of using free flow analytics.
Yeah, but that's really what it was. Xbox's CEO joins the Fed AI task force. Jamie Dimon says
everybody.
People have grown. He gets why people are anti-rich. I love that he gets it. And AI backlash is tech executives fearing for their lives.
Where are you going to go with this one?
This one's hard. I do think, because of the forward nature of it, I actually think the last one, the tech executives fearing for their lives. Look, we've covered time and time again the fact that Zuck has the largest spend on security of any executive in the United States. He spends over $20 million a year on security, like his personal security, his house security, all that stuff.
That's like basically his only quote unquote income from the company.
Yeah, except for the dividends he pays himself. Yeah.
Okay, but but the proxy says that's all his money is just big bodyguards protecting him.
But we also talked about, since the United Health and Luigi Mangione, the murder, we talked about the fact that you'd see increased security spending and anonymity of these executives.
Yeah, right.
I actually think
lack of
this is a
waning disclosure.
This is a canary in the coal mine. When the tech executives with all the money fear for their lives, I think everything's going to start going underground. I think it's like the beginning of these people scrubbing all of themselves from the internet, so you can see them at a conference, but you never know who they are. You never know where they live. You don't.
I've already seen this anecdotally happening when I need more information beyond the proxy statement. I've noticed that certain industries are now. They've taken a lot of public information off of their websites.
Yeah, they're going to sanitize everything, and they're going to build walled gardens for themselves. It's going to be like an Elysium. They go up to the special place where no one has access to them.
And they're going to use Republican-led SECs and Republican-stuffed Supreme Courts to allow them to whittle away at public company disclosure.
Yeah, well, they already did.
Which they're already doing.
Already did that.
No, but it's going to get even worse. I mean, they're starting with the quarterly reports, and it's just going to mushroom.
I think fear is the story of the week. Is basically what.
All right,
let's
go.
All right,
let's
go.
Come
let's
on.
do it.
I like how we pretend that picking the story, each one is important.
We discuss it. We think about it. Yeah.
It's like because really it's just we're presenting 4 stories and who gives a crap, right? One doesn't have to be more important than the other one. It's completely arbitrary. It does.
We're
You're right,
basically
it does.
telling people what to think. All right.
We're telling them that we know better and invite us to your conference where we can bore you to death by talking to you.
Thank you, CII.
Gross eggs. All right, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. The eggs weren't gross. I'm sorry.
Good news of the week. Who do you have?
Oh, okay. I have a simple one. New York, state of New York is the first state that becomes the first state to ban data center construction. They're doing it for only a year. But they're saying that the AI industry is already getting a little uncomfortable. And Trump, too. Trump's already pissed. So
I saw that.
How
Trump
could that
was
not
pissed,
be good?
Yeah.
You're rattling both AI and Trump at the same time. It has to be good.
I said we're the goodliest of the week. So you pointed out the IBM thing, but there was this headline: Microsoft emissions rose 25% last year. Experts say they'll.
It's because of the data centers, right?
Because of the data centers.
Yeah. Data needs.
So 5 years ago, we had a presentation with a client in which. And this is not exaggeration. True? This is not a joke. This is not like just puffery.
We have a client. That's true.
That part's true. That part might be the falsest part. But we did a presentation in which we juxtaposed Nike's board and Microsoft board. Microsoft set at the time a net negative carbon target. This is Satya Nadella, the same CEO, set a target of we will put back all the carbon. We're going to take the carbon out of the air that we ever spewed since our founding in 1973 or whatever it was. They set a net negative target, as in we will be more than neutral.
I love it.
That's what we're going to do.
I love a net negative target.
We said at Free Float in the presentation, who do you trust when you set a net negative target? Do you trust a board that's never in the history of the board at any company where they've ever been on a board achieved negative carbon emissions for a year, much less over their tenure?
Are you talking about like the average director of Microsoft or
all of them? Every director on Microsoft had never sat on a board where carbon had gone down year over year. The only thing they'd ever seen is up, right? And then we juxtaposed it because Nike at the same time had set a net zero target. And we said, but look at Nike's board. They have absolutely more than half of them during their tenures in other companies seen carbon go down. So they hit their carbon targets. We said
they also love DEI too.
This is at a time, just contextually, Microsoft was at the top of every ESG rating. They were an environmental
They
darling.
talked a good game, led by Bill Gates, who's now been ostracized, but whatever.
Yeah, because Bill Gates eventually came out and said, carbon's not so bad. Everybody just chill about carbon.
And then he was found in the Epstein files.
So the goodliest is free float, because when you actually look at data,
really?
Data, it's good. The data can tell you what might be true and not true. I like that.
We say this every year, but I always feel like we're right on the verge of investors caring about who the directors really are. I feel I know I say this all the time, but I feel like we're almost there, right?
So close, yeah.
Because wouldn't that be that would be the way that you deal with Satya Nadella's saying like we're going to go net negative? They'd be like, okay, well
who's going to do it?
Who's on the board to implement this?
Who's going to oversee it? Satya.
All right, I like that one. I like that.
So I'm going to vote for mine for goodliest of the week.
Okay, fine. You know what I realize? You always vote for yours, but I'm okay with it.
I don't care. For mine.
Let's move on.
Let's do assholes.
All right, here we go. I'm ready.
All right, I've got 4, but I'm going to move quick. I'm going to try to move quickly through them because they're mostly just headlines. The first concept here is it's not you. It's not us. It's you.
So like we're breaking up with someone? Oh no, us. It's not
like
us.
It's you. Slew of It's usually it's not you. It's me. But in this case, it's not me. It's you. That's what the tech executive.
Give me an example.
Here's the best one. XAI sued a Grok user for allegedly generating deepfakes of child sexual abuse.
This one, my very first reaction to this one was like, but you created the tool that let this user do this. So how on earth?
This is the ultimate in tech bro man baby id exposing itself.
Yeah.
Musk, who is XAI, there's nobody else. It's just Musk. He owns the whole thing. He has all the voting power, all the stuff. He is actually blaming his users for his failure to stop child sex abuse. That's what he's doing.
How on earth could you create a tool like that and hand it out to people to use? How on earth?
Like a gun manufacturer suing the murderer for murdering someone with a gun, right? Like you made it possible for them to do. They couldn't do that before.
I hate to say it. It's actually worse than that. Right? Because the gun argument thing is so, I don't know. There's something fuzzy about that logic. But what Elon Musk's doing here is absolute garbage. I mean, he created the tool.
What it is,
right? I mean,
is a brilliant precedent to avoid all regulation. Like you could make this, if this were to work, okay, play it to the end. If this works, anybody who uses a tool badly, anybody who uses a tool for anything, any purpose, not in the terms of service, it turns the terms of service into it weaponizes them. Anyone who does it can be sued by the company for that usage, and it's never the fault of the company or the product.
And here's the problem: is that the company will get richer, and the horrible event will have already happened, and you can't reverse it. You can't take it away.
Lockheed Martin can sell a bomb to some country. Yeah. The country could bomb somebody with it, and then Lockheed Martin could sue the country for using the bomb to kill someone. Like that. Like it's the levels of absurdity, and it's what it is. What it is. We're not going to take any accountability or any responsibility for anything ever again. Not only will we have all the money, but we want zero, and I mean literally zero of the accountability. And that wasn't the only story this week. There's Dimon. Dimon urges calm over fear about AI's impact on jobs. Stop being breathless over it. AI is not the problem. Your breathless fear is the problem. Just relax. You are freaking out. It's not us. It's you. You're the one freaking out. Or I love this one. This is a great pull. Robo-taxis are turning passengers into horrible and entitled menaces to society. It's not the robo-taxi's fault.
They're turning into...
like they basically are blaming the passengers. It's not the taxi. The taxi's a great service. Now the passengers are getting in it and they're turning into entitled menaces to society.
Is that like calling weed a gateway drug? Like you're blaming
it's always
the
your
weed
fault
for someone doing cocaine?
Isn't it the most Republican conservative talking point? Isn't Reagan saying like it's all the, what did he call them? The welfare queens?
The welfare queens,
It's you're not willing to work hard enough. You're the welfare queen. It is you're an entitled passenger. You're a menace to society.
Yeah, we systemically made you poor, and now you want some food.
I made you this great Grok AI product, and you're the one who turned it into
ruining it.
You ruined it for everybody.
Ugh. All right, what else?
Meta CTO says he'd like to sue leakers. Then audio from the same meeting leaks. It's not
leakers meaning from his own company.
It's not what we said that's the problem. It's that you told someone what we said. That's the problem.
And they're missing out. They're missing, like, I don't know who wrote this. This is IB Time. The real story here is that workers, these non-unionized workers at tech companies, this is one of the few arrows they have in their quiver to fight back. Why am I talking about arrows and quivers? I don't even care about that kind of stuff. Did you see the
Odyssey this weekend?
I want to, but I haven't.
This weekend.
It's one of their few weapons to fight back is to kind of leak the horrible things their executives say. So get over it, Meta CTO. Don't say horrible things.
This is all to say there were multiple stories that basically blamed the user for everything, except this story when it comes to schools, in which case the school is always to blame. 84% of students use AI for homework. Only 3 in 10 schools have rules for it because so
it's not the students' fault or the parents' fault.
We put it on the schools.
Or the people who made AI's fault.
We didn't regulate it. They're going to sue you for using it if you use it in a way that they get sued for. Students have no culpability. Parents have no culpability. But the schools don't have the rules, so it's their fault.
And let's not forget that most of these schools are governed by a school board.
Yeah,
they're
like 7 people from the community who just want kids to get educated. It's unbelievable. All right, that's number 1.
All right, what? Okay,
number 2, access. And by that I mean the graft, the corruption kind of access. White House teleprompter operator investigated over alleged trades on Trump's speeches. On the same day, Trump media to sell faster access to president's social posts.
This is really scary because so it's going to be $100,000 a month, right? That's the rumor, right? $100,000 a month, which is clearly only a certain subset of culture can afford that, and it's targeted to traders who there is proof that even exercising a trade even milliseconds before someone else can make you a gazillion amount of money, right? And that's who is going to be buying these subscriptions because we already know that Trump and his cronies are they're buying and selling based on his blowhardy statement. I mean, this is how are they going to let this one
you
go?
have to
who regulates this?
Nobody.
I don't even know. Like who regulates social media?
Nobody.
That's
nobody,
true.
Right? But
is this an FTC thing? Like who actually can regulate
Brandon
this?
Carr is going to regulate it. Sure he is.
I mean, this is the most
it's naked.
Obvious insider trading I've ever heard of.
Not only is it that as bad as you're making it sound, but the White House teleprompter is the one who's probably going to go to jail.
Yeah, that's true.
And not literally Donald Trump. Like for his company he owns, voting control, everything.
Yeah.
It's like there is now. Could it get more naked that there's 2 sets of rules and 2 classes of people? Like there's everyone, and then there's if you have all the money. That's it. Those are the only two sets of rules and people. Couple that with OpenAI strikes bold deal with Kalshi to mix together the most hated technologies in existence, AI and prediction markets. That's the headline.
Well, let's not forget that Zuck also
doing prediction markets.
He wants to do social media in like.
I can't wait for Zuck to sue a user for winning a bet that they didn't want to pay out, right? Like,
well, I was going to say, I'm glad you mentioned Musk because my first thought was Musk hates short sellers.
Oh, they all hate short sellers, yeah.
But what the hell is the difference?
They all hate it.
But what's the difference?
There is no
it's
difference.
all a form of gambling. I mean,
How about,
Right.
and then speaking of two separate rules, DOJ defends Musk's unpermitted gas turbine, saying shutting down Grok threatens national security.
Why is that? Because they've contracted with Grok, the military.
Yeah, the
over
military
certain
contracted
things?
with Grok. So now they're saying you can't stop the pollution that he didn't get a permit for it, but you can't stop the
Oh my
pollution because
God.
if it stops Grok, there's
We
a
need
national
it.
security risk.
Oy
It's
vey.
fucking
Yeah.
make believe. And meanwhile, at the same time, Musk is being sued for the $1 million in bribes he gave to Wisconsin voters to vote.
And Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania,
yeah.
he's now being sued for that. Like a bipartisan panel found that it's actually a bribe.
And not by a. Yeah, I was gonna say not just by like regular people. I mean, they're being sued at a government level, right? Because it was clearly wrong.
The investigation showed that whether or not anything happens.
Right.
Paramount
Right.
shareholder is suing the Ellisons for their side deal with Donald Trump, and Michael Dell, his Donald Trump relationship is paying off, all in the headlines. So this is like
Michael Dell is like the kingmaker
like super
of this
graft
kind of relationship.
People actually, I feel like it's easy to be blissfully unaware of like doing barbecues in the summer while if you're in New England, you're covered in smoke right now, but otherwise you're like doing like barbecues
Not
and
barbecue
hanging out,
smoke,
and it's like, but you are the nobody that gets crushed in all these scenarios, like every single time. That's number two. Number three, you ready for number three?
Wow, these have been really uplifting so far. So number one was it's not us, it's you. Number two was access.
Yeah. Number three is the
what?
meritocracy. This one should trigger you.
Yeah. I covered one of these earlier this week, didn't I? Something about Musk. Was it Musk who says that he doesn't pay attention to the resume? He just has a conversation. And that's enough.
Yeah. But there was another CEO who said
Go
now
ahead.
he's not looking at anybody's resume or anything. He just wants to know what you coded on Roblox, when you were a teenager.
I was going to cover this. I'm glad you mentioned it because I did a deep dive into the populist math of this one. And you're talking about Ramp CEO Eric Gleiman, and he ignores resumes, he ignores Ivy League degrees, etc. He just wants engineers who built Minecraft servers as teens, and it made me think like, well, who did build Minecraft servers as teens? What's the demographic?
White.
I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time trying to figure this out, and the conclusion was based on like several questions to several different AI. We're really trying to like pinpoint who this could be. It was in the high 90s percentages that they would have been young
White men. White men.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah.
So really, it's another way of like coding that. We hate DEI, and we want to figure out a way to like keep our white bro culture strong.
That is the new.
I want people who
meritocracy.
think like me. I want people who just think like me and I'm comfortable with.
So the stories this week: Pete Hegseth announces military will test service members' testosterone levels and offer hormone therapy, which is basically.
I can't believe this is true.
We will turn everyone into a trans man.
Sure.
That's what we want. We want.
Well, he's also trying to get rid of women, and he's also trying to. So why does he want to get rid of men with beards? Doesn't a beard suggest high testosterone?
I don't know what anything means anymore.
And why is he so obsessed with like men and the way they look and their testosterone? Like, what's happening?
There was a protester at a Pride 2 years ago in West Hartford who was, they show up all the time. They're carrying signs that says Jesus says this is a sin, repent or whatever. And
what's a sin? Parade?
LGBTQ.
Parade?
Anybody enjoying themselves, apparently.
Yeah.
But I actually made a sign and stood next to him for a half an hour on the road.
Yeah.
And my sign said, "Methinks that he protests too much." Right? Like,
yeah. Well, that's
always Pete Hegseth,
that's
isn't
always
it?
the thought. Well, I don't want to get political here, but that's after years of this jerk Lindsey Graham basically crapping on anything progressive. He dies, and now it's like immediately a known thing that he's closeted gay. Like that's why he's that. Everyone knew.
I've heard that for 20 years.
But now all the news
about
is like, yeah, of course, everyone knew. And the reason why that he was in Trump's pocket is because Trump was like blackmailing him to keep the secret. And it's just like, oh, great.
It's
like,
2026.
thanks.
Come on, stop it. And then here are the other stories. AI rejecting your CV because of your age or race. Landmark lawsuit could reshape recruitment.
But we know who's coding it.
And we know that, that black women were hit by the anti-DEI backlash the worst, right? And thank you, Doge.
And the Doge, Doge
firings. How about the American? How about this for meritocracy? The American EV has been crushed. Will it take the auto industry with it? I love that the EV wasn't crushed by market forces. It was crushed by a dude choosing to crush it. Meanwhile, everyone wants an EV now when gas is astronomically high.
Wait, why is this meritocracy?
Because we're not even doing meritocracy in the fucking
we're
markets.
not even picking the best car.
We're not even picking the best car. We've not allowed China to sell their cars here.
I never thought of it that way.
We kill the fucking EVs. We are buying.
That's a great parallel. Actually, I hadn't thought of that. Like get the Ford gas guzzler, even though it's clearly not the best car, especially for 2026, just because we prefer you to get it.
We are paying energy companies to stop building wind farms and solar farms now. Yeah. That's the opposite of meritocracy. That's the opposite.
Well, not even energy. Not just energy companies, but French energy companies.
I mean, we are so far past what merit actually is.
We're in the feelings of right wing middle school boys. We're in their feelings.
So much in their feelings that Jim Cramer, as you pointed out on Tuesday's show, had to come out and say Zuckerberg's not a bozo. You can quote me on that. That's we're now, it's boys protecting the boys. It's like, trust me, he merits that position. Everything is fake. There is no meritocracy.
To your point, there was a article this morning that Honda is giving up on its American EV production. I'm just like, why? Right? I mean, everyone loves Honda already here. If you came out with a great EV, people would buy. I just don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it.
I did read a story that Chinese EVs inevitably will make it their way into the United States.
That's what the Ford CEO is saying. Like, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. It's like, we do like it.
When it happens, it's because people fucking want it. And they're terrified that they destroyed an entire business model. They sucked at it. They didn't think it through. They were not strategic. They turned on a dime. And it's not actually what people want. What they wanted was an EV that was cheaper, and China can build it. They wanted just to.
We want infrastructure. We want infrastructure to charge our car. We want a nice, good, cheap EV. That's what we want.
Everyone would have one.
You made the point a few years ago, because I'm always complaining, like, why am I supposed to hate China? Like, why do I care about hating China? And you always said, like, well, we can pick. What does it matter? We could pick their dictatorship, or you can pick like Mark Zuckerberg's dictatorship, or the Ford family's dictatorship. What is it?
I don't understand the fucking difference. Like, we're worried about
what is the? I don't either. I really don't either.
Musk is such a dictator himself that if the government is saying we can't shut down the data center, we can't regulate the gas turbines, we can't do anything because it's a national security risk, isn't that effectively there's no rules? He's a dictator. And so you're telling me that China's my enemy? I can't get the Chinese car I want, but I have to have Musk in my life? You've chosen my dictator.
It's already happening. It's already happening with SpaceX. There's a story out this morning that's suggesting that there's a Chinese space company that is so far advanced over this idea of a reusable rocket. And then they made the analogy that Musk's version of it is like using chopsticks to capture the renewable, the rocket out of the air, and the Chinese company is basically using a net. Like, it's so far advanced that they're going to probably crush SpaceX, and then we're going to have to hear
China
China's
the enemy.
China, we have to stop China, and then inevitably Musk will get like government money so that we can help him destroy China.
The argument with the China thing, I feel like it's distilling actually with all these recent headlines. It's all about who controls the money. It's not about the national security. It's not about risk. It's not about war. It's not about technology. It's about
of course, you're right.
fucking 5 guys have all the money. They have all of it. And what they're worried about is that China is better and will take all their money. That's it. They're not worried about the other stuff. It's not national security. That's all bullshit. It's just money. Who's got all the money? That's it. That's the whole thing.
What about the meritocracy, though? I don't know. What about just
get a hormone therapy? You'll be fine.
Meritocracy. All right. What's the last one? What's your last one?
Paul fucking Atkins, and I couldn't leave this alone because it triggered me.
It's a weird one. So you get triggered by Paul Atkins. I get triggered by Jeffrey Sonnenfeld.
He had a speech he gave at the
Chairman Paul Atkins
Global Governance Conference or some bullshit. And he said a couple of things about Rule 14A8. I'm going to save most of this for the proxy countdown. So if you want to hear about Paul Atkins,
you're gonna kill our non-nerdy listeners.
But this is the SEC chair, and effectively, what he went out of his way to do, they stopped regulating shareholder proposals, the basic forms of democracy for shareholders, which all of us have a right. If you own a share of a company, you have a right to vote. Most people don't even know it, but they have it, right? And he has basically taken away your right to vote. He's given it back to the companies. They can they can do what they want. That's the path we're on, right? He went out of his way in this speech to continue a war on just one guy, John Chevedden. He said, quote, "This past season, one individual was the sole or lead proponent for approximately 41% of the shareholder proposals that were voted upon. Of this individual's proposals, only 8% received majority support. Simply put, when a single shareholder can seize annual meetings to present scores of proposals on issues that are not generally supported by other shareholders, the system is woefully ineffective and in desperate need of reformation."
But they are generally supported. He's using stats in a misleading way. So he's saying that only 8% received majority support, but the support that they got was actually by far and away probably the most supported proposals,
one individual is John Chevedden. The proposals only ever deal with basic governance, as in my right to vote on a director, classified boards, simple majority
votes. And they're highly
votes.
Respected. They're highly supported.
They are the most supported of any shareholder proposal like ever.
And really the only winners. He's saying only 8% receive majority support. Who else is getting majority support, Paul?
He neglected to say that the anti-ESG, the ones that are on his side, quote unquote, got none wins and on average 1% support. This is the most cherry-picked example.
This is nuts.
It's fucking crazy to me.
This guy he's still the chair of the SEC, this dude?
And meanwhile, do you know that Trump Media, the owner of Truth Social, Trump's org, they haven't filed a proxy statement since March of 2025. They're over a year. There's no reason for it. There's no reporting on it. I haven't seen.
Well, there's probably a reason for it.
I haven't seen a single article that says Trump Media hasn't filed for its proxy. They had 50% of the board turnover in the last 2 months, replaced with new political designees.
And the CEO stepped down.
The CEO stepped down, and 3 different board members stepped down. Like,
that's nuts.
Where's the SEC chair? Where's the SEC chair saying?
But how can you take an SEC chair seriously who is blaming John Chevedden for seizing annual meetings?
Do you know how long an annual meeting? What
is he suggesting?
It's 3 minutes.
What is he suggesting?
No fucking idea. Not to mention, he doesn't even say that the number of shareholder proposals were dramatically down this year because they were excluded. He said they were about the same year over year. The number of proposals were not the same. He made it sound like they're the same.
We all have a different definition of about. By the way,
unbelievable. Drive me fucking crazy.
I heard a quote from Chairman Paul Atkins' grandmother saying, "On what earth does the idiots at Free Float share the same stage with my beloved grandson, CII investor?"
That's true. We were on
How were they
stage.
On the same stage? How is that possible? She was really pissed, by the way.
So those are our 4 options.
All right.
It's not us, it's you, Access Meritocracy, and Paul fucking Atkins.
I almost want to do Atkins just for you.
I mean, it's just a personal trigger. Yeah. It's like Sonnenfeld for you last week.
Meritocracy, this is an ongoing problem. Again, this one always irks me because it's like, why are we the only ones seizing on this. Very clear evidence of the meritocracy being bullshit.
Well,
why does no one else join us in highlighting these articles to say that they are absolutely lying
I'm
to
so
you?
desperate to get someone to pay attention. The New York Times put out an article this week about Nike's fight with the EEOC, the Equal Employment Commission.
Because Nike was a champion of diverse hiring and actually started to do it. Like they were doing a good job.
25 years ago. They weren't champion like just last year or in 2020 for George Floyd. They actually set it as a mandate more than 20 years ago.
Which you would expect from a company that was so embraced by the black culture that the black culture alone made Nike
they were literally the
powerful and famous.
Were literally the backstop.
It was famously one of the greatest American filmmakers ever, Spike Lee, who created a video with Michael Jordan. He directed the video as a commercial for Nike. Spike Lee directed it and co-starred in it with Michael Jordan. Really one of the pivotal moments in Nike's history. So what other company would embrace that culture if it wasn't Nike?
So they wrote this article about how the EEOC's new commissioner, Andrea Lucas, targeted Nike and how she, she basically is anti-DEI and all this stuff. But they left out that what I pointed out to them is what we did on our show when we looked at the signers of the subpoena from the EEOC to Nike and found out that one of the signers was a new hire, Catherine, I can't remember, Esbach or something like that, who literally was fresh out of law school. And Lucas is the one out there saying, we're going to return the meritocracy. She demoted the senior black woman and gave her job to a white woman who hadn't ever had been a lawyer for 10 minutes. And I sent them, I was like, please use the fucking data. We have merit data. Please, somebody talk about the bullshit of the meritocracy. Stop talking about anti-DEI and start talking about the meritocracy is bullshit. It's not a DEI story. It's a meritocracy story. And that's a gaslight. No one cared. No response.
I responded. My asshole of the week is going to be Paul Atkins.
Wow. All right. That makes me feel good.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't have, and I'm assuming these are quotes. You don't have quotes around them, but they're from his
article, yeah.
But when he said when a single shareholder can seize annual meetings, I realize that he is intentionally misleading the people that he's speaking. He's intentionally playing a game here. Because as we all know, no single shareholder in the history of the world has ever seized an annual meeting, especially here in the United States. Never happened. In fact, now we see them for 15 seconds on a pre-taped video, there's no seizing of it. So he's playing games. He's a bullshit artist.
All right, let's move on. Headlines, winners, predictions. Let's get out of here. Oh God, I'm so tired.
We're exhausting ourselves. I'll go too quickly. Evidence grows that Taco Bell infected massive number of customers with explosive diarrhea. But really, they're also blaming Trump for this because of how they've defanged all regulatory groups, right? Really anything that happens now, because we covered one with you had one with cows, flesh eating, disease cows in Texas. And that's because we stopped funding the scientists who were looking at that. So basically, it all goes back to
except
Doge
that they're
and Musk.
owned by Yum Brands, which is Chinese. So now it's going to be
China's giving us diarrhea.
China, yeah.
But my real headline of the week is this one because this is the stupidest nickname I've seen in a while. I pulled this from our Trade Wire, which you can find in our new platform, which was due to be released pretty soon, unless you want a beta access. Charles Dan Phillips joins the Redwood Capital Bank board of directors. On what planet is Dan the nickname for someone named Charles? How is this even? Where's Paul Atkins to step in on this? Right? Wow. How is that his nickname?
He must have the middle name Daniel, right? That's the only way.
Terrible.
All right.
What's your headline?
Mine is General Mills is recalling nearly 736,000 Pillsbury bread rolls over possible glass.
I do like that one too. That's a whole new category. Possible glass. Not even glass. Possible glass.
possible glass. I like that.
And who is the jerk who has to count bread rolls?
Yeah, the 7.
Do they have to count them like one by one? Is that how it works? 7. That's a lot of bread rolls.
Yeah, one at a time. Yeah. Who won the week for you?
Winners. Easy, but no, I'm not feeling good about this, and that's just insider traders. I mean,
wah, wah.
Yeah, we're already like, we've been yelling for years how Musk manipulates the stock markets, but this whole thing, and I mention this because it was texted to me some of my dumbass friends. This whole thing with the guy with the teleprompter and Trump selling access to his tweets. I mean, this is bad.
It's pure graft. I have, as a winner,
Paul, I can step in and do something about this. You can step in right now.
I have any journalist writing the headlines Jamie Dimon says this week.
What do you mean? This is my favorite.
They're the winner this week because this week.
Okay, they're the winner. Got it.
There were 7 different headlines that you pulled alone.
And that's what I could tag. I mean, there might be more I might be missing.
Jamie Dimon said, the first one is said. Jamie Dimon said the Clarity Act stablecoin rules will blow up the system. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says he's eyeing up book deals and teaching gigs when he steps away from his decades-long career.
Who cares? Who cares what
Jamie Dimon says JP Morgan has slashed 40% of jobs in some departments thanks to AI. But
thank you, AI.
Wait, whoa. Jamie Dimon also said, you already covered this. He understands why people have grown anti-rich, but didn't he say Dimon urges calm over fear about AI's impact on jobs? Stop being breathless over it. In the same week, he said that's why 40% of jobs in some departments were let go.
I like that quote though. Stop being breathless. You get a little breathless during the assholes.
I know. I literally need an inhaler. Jamie Dimon.
I think he's talking to you.
Jamie Dimon says the U.S. economy is showing resiliency, but risks threaten meaningful disruptions.
Which means like he doesn't know what's happening.
And Jamie Dimon says broad access to Mythos, the Anthropic thing, would be like giving, quote, ballistic missiles to individuals.
Well, good, because it's already going to be
so we're just going to give it to the rich people instead. And finally, Jamie Dimon says 300,000 workers are needed to rebuild American shipbuilding. With jobs paying $100,000 without a college degree.
Yeah,
don't get that college degree, people. Don't right.
I mean, I saw Fox News, publicly traded company, Fox Corporation, Murdoch family, saying that the problem with voters these days is there's too much education.
Oh, yeah. That has been a problem.
But this is all part of a calculated statement they're making, which is
you want to keep the 5 guys with all the money. Don't go to college. Don't vote. Don't do anything.
I mean, I hope that it's gonna trickle down soon to high school.
I wish one person listened to this fucking show so that maybe somebody would actually go. Maybe that person goes to college and then votes. That's true. Change one mind.
We've had a couple of college interns before.
What's your prediction for the
predictions? Week? Come on. Does that mean that we get to get out of here?
Let's get out of here.
My prediction is simple. A female judge, a woman who's a judge, tells XAI, really Elon Musk, to F off with its lawsuit against the Grok user. It's gonna be a female judge who comes in and says you are absolute morons.
I'll give you odds on that. That's minus 9,000. That's definitely gonna happen.
What do you say?
Minus 9,000 means such a favorite that it's guaranteed.
Absolutely. What's yours?
I saw this headline that you pulled. Secretive Silicon Valley startup tries to quash interview. Says it's definitely not working on growing brain-free organ sacs. I saw that headline. And
wait, haven't I said this all along that the tech bro industry, that's what they're going for? There's no need for human brains and body, right? We don't need humans anymore.
I predict in the next year, companies will begin announcing exclusively what they are not working on. I love the idea that that's what they wanted. They wanted to exclusively say they're not doing that thing. That's all we got. That's Hazelnut Rawlis, also known as Damien to his mom. I'm your analyst, Matt Mascardi. We are Free Float. This is our Friday show. Come back on Tuesday. We'll do another show. And next week, we'll probably do a proxy countdown. We have a lot of scenario
we gotta
models
go. We gotta do it.
Over. We got a lot of things to go over. And actually, there is a shareholder primacy coming next week, too. So come check that out. If you want beta access to Free Flow Analytics' new beta platform, just hit me at matt@freefloat.llc or find me on LinkedIn. and I will give you that beta access. I swear I will. Until later, good. Bye.